The Taliban's return has evoked many reactions: disgust, disappointment, sometimes dread. But in the South Indian state of Kerala, it has triggered a debate. And I know it sounds strange. Why would anyone weigh the pros and cons of the Taliban? Are there any pros to weigh at all? In Kerala, there are. I'm talking about the PFI, or the Popular Front of India, PFI. They call themselves a neo-social movement. In reality, they are Islamist extremists. Here's what a PFI leader wrote after the Taliban's takeover. Most of the Western media reports on the Taliban are colored and the picture is far from reality. The Taliban should not be viewed with prejudice. By the way, this man is a college professor. He says the Taliban must not be viewed with prejudice. Since when does a history of murder and terrorism count as prejudice? Unfortunately, he isn't some loose cannon. Many in the state have glorified the Taliban's victory. Even mainstream political parties are getting drawn in. Senior leaders are sparring on social media. The CPIM's Politburo member, M.A. Baby, fired the first salvo. He said the Taliban's victory could radicalize people in Kerala. The opposition was livid, especially the IUML, the Indian Union Muslim League. Their senior leader said Muslims in Kerala would not abandon their secular life. That's not all. He said the CPIM may cultivate a Taliban in Kerala with China's help. It's a whole lot of wild accusations, but it reflects a larger debate in Kerala society. Not everyone sees the Taliban as pure evil. Some in Kerala see them as anti-Western crusaders. Let me give you an example. A Muslim League leader, M.K. Munir, recently wrote a Facebook post criticizing the Taliban. He soon got a death threat. Take down the post in 24 hours or his whole family would be murdered. The letter was titled, "Taliban, a Wonder." What is the Kerala government stance on this? The Chief Minister has been critical of the Taliban. He said it's a lesson on how religious fundamentalism can burn down nations. He also slammed some in Kerala media for glorifying the Taliban. But the debate continues. Congress MP Shashi Tharoor also chimed in. He posted this video showing Taliban fighters outside Kabul. Tharoor thought that he heard one of them speak in Malayalam, the language spoken in Kerala. And just to be clear, this was pure speculation. No expert opinion was sought. No linguist was consulted. But the theory gained traction. Do you know why? Because of Kerala's track record. In the last few years, at least 100 youth from Kerala have joined foreign terror outfits. The state's former police chief says Kerala is fast turning into a breeding ground for terrorists. A United Nations report said there were quote-unquote significant number of ISIS terrorists in Kerala and neighboring Karnataka. What explains this trend? One reason is the influence of Islamist groups, the likes of the Popular Front. The PFI reportedly has 25,000 members and 300,000 sympathizers. In a small state like Kerala, those are big numbers. Another reason is history, painful history that politicians try to whitewash. Let me tell you about the 1921 Mopla Rebellion. It was launched by Muslim tenants in northern Kerala. Their target was not just the British, it was the Hindu landlords as well. What followed was a bloodbath. More than 2,200 people were killed, women were raped in front of their families, and around 300 temples were damaged. Sounds a lot like the Taliban, doesn't it? That's the new debate in Kerala. Muslims who died in that rebellion were accorded martyr status. They were called martyrs of India's freedom struggle. But a new government panel disagrees. It says the rebellion was communal. So the Moplas cannot be called martyrs. What do the political parties say? BJP leaders say this rebellion is a manifestation of Taliban mindset. The Muslim League disagrees. They say it was an anti-colonial rebellion.